We have new developments as far as a minor league baseball team coming to Midland. Minor league sources have told us that a deal to build a baseball stadium and bring a Midwest League minor league team to Midland is nearing completion. ABC 12 News has now learned HOK Sport, a leader in sports stadium architecture, has been contacted to develop plans to build a stadium in downtown Midland. It's the same company that designed Comerica Park in Detroit. One possible site for construction could be Dow Chemical property near its Michigan operations headquarters.
Well, back in 2005 timeframe or so, Bill and other leaders at Dow and leaders in the community were really continuing a conversation that had been going on in Midland for generations about what kind of investments do we need to make into our city to make it an attractive place to live, an attractive place to visit, and a town that's kind of worthy of being the global headquarters of a multinational corporation. And Bill's specific focus was on downtown Midland, and kind of with an understanding that the downtown environment is becoming more important in terms of the overall quality of the city, especially as cities and towns all over the country saw development be pushed to the edges of their cities and things like the mall area and things like that, and really leaving kind of a gaping hole in downtowns. So first and foremost, Bill wanted to be focused on revitalizing downtown, and one of the big projects that he thought could do that was professional baseball.
As we first told you yesterday, a minor league baseball team may soon call Midland home. We have new details tonight on the effort to bring a new team to mid-Michigan.
About 4 or 5 people grabbed me and said, "Hey, is the rumor true?" And I said yes, and they were so excited.
The rumor about Mid-Michigan's baseball team is true, and the only thing Midland is missing right now is the actual minor league baseball team. It should be here by 2007.
A Midwest League is what we're going after, right?
Confirming it is the Devil Rays?
I can't confirm that. We're under negotiation, but I can confirm it has to be a Midwest team.
So one of the things, there's a finite number of minor league teams, because at our level of minor league baseball, or at every level, there's kind of a 1-to-1 ratio of major league team to minor league teams. So at the single A level that we are at, there's 30 single A teams in the country to correspond to the 30 major league teams. So you can't just make a new one. So if you're in Midland, you have to look in the Midwest League, which is the league we fit into their geographic footprint. And you have to go to the 16 teams that are in that league and say, is there one that we could acquire and move to Midland if we were able to build a new ballpark? So the process for that really is to first identify a team that might be for sale. So very early on, even before the detailed ballpark plans and before all the funding commitments had come together, Bill really focused on acquiring a franchise. And the one in Battle Creek was kind of a target franchise because they were in an older ballpark. The owners there were either looking to relocate it themselves, try to get a new ballpark built in that kind of southwest Michigan area, either in Battle Creek or Kalamazoo, or sell it. Those are their three paths forward.
TV5 has confirmed with a Battle Creek source that city's ailing Midwest League team, the Devil Rays, is scheduled to be headed to mid-Michigan.
Midland officials say they've hit a home run, and tonight officials in Battle Creek confirmed they are moving their minor league baseball team to Midland. Fox's Tara Edwards with the big news in Midland tonight.
The rumors are true.
It's coming. Those behind bringing a minor league baseball team to Midland making the announcement today. Community leaders, including Dow Chemical's chairman of the board, Bill Stravopoulos, telling a packed room a stadium will soon be under construction and a team is on the way.
I started, my first day was April 1st, 2006. And the first day there was a construction fence kind of around the site and a little bit of getting ready, with getting trailers in place and things like that, but that was about it. So there had been a few months after announcement before I started, and I remember I got a laptop, a phone, a temporary office, and a pile of correspondence that had come in that people had written to the Michigan Baseball Foundation just in those first few months about wanting to buy tickets, wanting to advertise, wanting to work for the team, vendors that wanted to provide services. There were so many different people that were interested in partnering with us, and it was my job to kind of get started.
So when I started in 2006, it was July of 2006, and I came to Midland. The ballpark was just being built. It was, just sort of going up, and we did a lot to, really engage with our fans at the beginning, doing some tours of the ballpark and everything, and then That led right into our ticket sales day, our first day of ticket sales, which was a huge success, and really when I knew this team was going to be something big in this community. It really was the start of seeing what Bill's vision was and how it was really going to come to fruition here in the area.
So they rolled out a Name the Team contest. I believe it was in February of that year. We had somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,700 entries for that. And I looked through all of those, and there were some interesting ones. There were some very good ones. There were some that you thought, okay, that may not work. But when we really looked at that list, it came down to two. It was Randy Trudell of Pinconning and a young boy, Sean Zebrack of Midland. And between their two submissions, really cemented the name for the Loons. And then when we were thinking about, are we going to be the Midland Loons or the Tri-City Loons, Great Lakes for us made the most sense. We are a regional team, and really we're engaging with communities in Midland, Bay, and Saginaw and beyond. And we wanted something that still tied into Michigan, so Great Lakes Loons was the fit for us.
And we knew right away we weren't necessarily opposed to continuing with the Devil Rays. But one thing we did know is that we wanted to at least make ourselves available to anyone that might have interest in our new ballpark, our facility, this market. So we knew that we were going to kind of see what the options were, one of which had a personal connection back to Midland. So at the time, Terry Collins, who's a Midland native, was the director of minor league operations, the farm director for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So he knew from his friends and from people in Midland that this project was happening and that the ballpark was going to be really, really great. He was interested in the Dodgers' partner at this level being in a better spot. And he knew some folks in Midland, and he got connected to me, and we had the conversation about signing a partnership with the Dodgers. We were trying to build credibility and communicate to our audience here in Midland, Bay City, and Saginaw what minor league baseball is all about, and adding the credibility of the Los Angeles Dodgers to the Great Lakes Loons right from day one, I think was really important. If you think about Major League Baseball and the brand name teams, the Dodgers are, at or near the top of that list.
It is a story we've been telling you about for a couple of weeks now, but this afternoon it's official. Baseball is coming to Midland.
And the very first thing I want to say is that I love springtime in Michigan. This is fantastic. Welcome to beautiful Dow Diamond.
Opening day was a wild and crazy day for us. They were still finishing parts of the building. We had occupancy for the ticket office a couple days before opening day, but there were still parts of the building that they were finishing up the day of. We came in that morning. There was snow on the field that day, so they had to turn on the sprinkler system to try to get the snow off the field. So, it was pretty nerve-wracking at the beginning.
1, 2, 3, go!
We couldn't really breathe until we put that whole season in the books, and the interest level was so high, and we were learning and adjusting and refining a lot of things as we went, and it was a success by just about every measure.
That last out, definitely was a huge sigh of relief of, wow, we made it through this. Now we can finally breathe for the first time in really about a year and a half.
And I remember we made plans that evening after our last game. I made plans with our food and beverage staff, and we got champagne out at home plate and little glasses, and we poured everybody a glass of champagne, and we had a little toast amongst the staff right at home plate just to, for me and for some others, to thank everybody involved in kind of helping to make that first season so successful. So I will always remember that champagne toast right at home plate after our last game that first season.
But yeah, it was something that you definitely knew, okay, I want to be a part of this long term, but it was nice to get a little bit of a breath and a little bit of time down after such a crazy beginning.